What's going on, top producers? Alexander Fazelani here, and today we're going to discuss how to survive a market shifts when it comes to real estate. But before we do that, I'm gonna need you to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so we can continuously bring this content to you every Tuesday and Friday for free 99. And as always, this is brought to you by Designed for Agents, an e-commerce geared to making sure you have what you need in order to hit the pinnacle of your career, whether it be branding, marketing, or just organize your business. You can check that out in the description below or in the link above. But with that being said, let's dive right into the topic of today, which is surviving this market shift. So before we do that, you guys need to know what a market shift is. And if you don't know what it is, basically what it is everything moves in cycles, whether you're in the stock market, crypto market, all these different markets. There's always like this bell curve, right? So in the real estate industry, as real estate agents, we kind of have a buyer's market, we have a stagnant market, and then we have a seller's market, right? So in my experience of these different markets, right now we're in this crazy seller's market, right? So basically what that means is sellers have more power to get better prices, right? They have there's less inventory, so buyers are basically fighting over properties, and the demand is super high, right? And recently, because the Fed had dropped interest rates and there's low inventory, it created this perfect storm where prices are going through the roof. Sellers are just getting greedy, and the prices are skyrocketing and interest rates were really low. So for example, I basically got my house with 2.7% interest rate, which is super low. I've never seen it that low, and that's why I basically pulled the trigger, because it's basically like free money, right? So that's why for a long-term hold, I was locking in my rate. So what's going to happen now is interest rates are rising, right? The Fed is upping interest rates left and right. And what that is doing is less people are able to afford what's out on the market right now, which is going to cause prices to dip a little bit, right? On top of that, a lot of investors are getting into the game. Like everyone I know, well, a lot of people that I know in the real estate industry are also in the investment side. So they're creating a lot of inventory. There's a lot of new developments going out, which means they're also going to have more inventory. So less people are able to afford houses. There's a lot more inventory, which is going to cause, in my opinion, a stagnation. So there's always that top of the market where you're going from that sellers to that little stagnant area. This is where a lot of agents fail, right? Because they get impatient. They're realizing what was working when they joined the industry, where all they had to do was just go on a bunch of showings and submit offers left and right with no real strategy. Now they're struggling because they're like, oh, I don't know what to do now, right? And now we're in that stagnant market. And then we're gonna go into that buyer's market. So as a buyer's specialist, you're gonna have to have that buyer's presentation. You're gonna have to actually have strategy when working with buyers, because there's gonna be a lot of buyers on the market, and you're gonna have to negotiate and actually put your foot through the door and actually have the skills to protect your buyer's best interests. A lot of agents right now are just showing agents. They have no skill, no method to their madness. They're just doing a bunch of showings, right? So if I had to give you guys 3 different strategies to use right now in order to improve your chances of surviving this market shift, the first thing I would say is you're going to have to really hone in on your listing presentation and your buyer's presentation. You're gonna have to, up your skills, come up with a really good strategy. I give a bunch of free strategies. We have a bunch of videos on this channel that have, how to do a buyer's presentation, how to do a listing presentation, what you should have in your listing presentation, so on and so forth, right? So you're gonna wanna hone in on those skills, because you need to be able to make it in any type of market. The second thing I would highly recommend is take some REO classes, understand the REO market. I'm not saying that we're gonna go through a crazy 2008 situation. However, you should have that in your back pocket in case you kind of want to dive into it. It's definitely something that you should look into. Brokerages should be teaching their agents how to kind of navigate that side of the business, because we might go into that for a little bit, because I know that a lot of those people that were putting their home on forbearance are coming back, and they don't have that job anymore, don't have that job security, so it might cause some potential issues there. So that's the second thing I highly recommend if you want to survive this market shift. And the third thing that I would definitely recommend is find multiple ways of making income as a real estate agent, right? So as a real estate agent, we cannot just be real estate agents anymore. We have to have other ways of making money, right? So for example, I like to consider myself a real estate plug, not just a real estate agent. So people come to me if they want contractors, if they want lawyers, if they want all those things, and I get referral fees from them, right? So there's other ways of making money in the real estate industry than just buying and selling houses. You have to become that real estate plug and help your clients out to the max of your ability. Keep them updated on what's going on in the market constantly, because they're gonna refer their friends and family to people that they trust. And if you're constantly in the market, you're constantly studying, you're constantly educating your sphere of influence, your past clients and your new prospects, trust me, they're going to come to you, and you're going to be getting, you're basically planting the seeds that are going to help you out in the long run. And then lastly, I'm going to give a bonus one here, is you're going to have to prospect, guys. You're going to have to go out there, meet people, meet your neighbors, provide value, keep your database growing, filled with people, and keep educating that database. And I promise you, you will make it through the shift, and you'll be way more profitable on the other side. Because remember the 80-20 principle, guys. 20% of agents are closing 80% of the deals out there, and you're going to want to be like the 20%, at the top 20% that are getting all the business, because they're in it for the long term. They're not in it for just that quick money, which is that rental mindset. That's why I don't do any rentals. I'm here for the long term. So there you have it, guys. That's how you're going to survive the market shift. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm always an open book. You can reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter via DM. And like I said, there's no stupid questions, except for stupid questions. No, I'm just joking. But there you have it, guys. That's how you're going to survive the market shift. It's going to be a little uncomfortable, especially if you're kind of coming into the real estate industry with a mentality of just kind of quick sales and that's it. But if you really stick to the prospecting and building up your database, you hone in on your listing presentation and your buyer's presentation, and you're patient, you're going to be fine, guys. I promise, and I guarantee it. So there you have it, guys. Go check out Design for Agents if you haven't already. There's like 30+ free hours of education there. And if you really want to become a pro marketer, you can check out our free Facebook course, and it's free 99, no upsells, none of that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios. Peace.